ones and twos. And I just come here to let y'all know it's about to get real filthy in this mother.
You got your mic together? You good? All right. All right, everyone. We're recording. Welcome to episode 33 of Inside We Trust. The podcast can be accessed at itwtpodcast.com. Where you can see spoiler-free one-sentence reviews and movie ratings. That way, you can still connect with the podcast even if you haven't seen the film and want to know if you should even go see it. Episode descriptions, Song of the Week playlist, and movie soundtrack playlist. If you're ever at a party and need some tunes to throw on, check out my Song of the Weeks. I will not steer you wrong. Also, there's a submission form to be a guest on the show. Please hit that up. Can't guarantee you a spot, but possibly pray for it. Fingers crossed. You can listen to this podcast on Spotify and Apple Podcasts on Thursdays. And then I'll upload the YouTube video, which I've been slacking on majorly on the weekend following or when I get around to doing it. Today we have another repeat guest, Joel. You have to be really special to get on the show. You have to be even more special or just right place, right time, in Joel's case, to get on for a second time. Joel was on for the first Spider-Man episode that we did for Spideyverse and thought it was only right to bring him back for the Far Away from... Wait, is it Far From Home? Far From Home, yeah.
I just want to point out, that's not the pitch that you gave me. You said it was the highest rated and most viewed episode.
I didn't know.
In demand. So,
I don't know.
Contrigeration is rude. It's fine, man. No, it's fine. We're here.
You know what? I can't remember if it is in the tops. I think it did all right.
We don't need to focus on that.
We're here for the movie. Yeah, let's focus on today. So you're our second repeat guest. Had another repeat guest before for superhero movies, coincidentally. Obviously, you're a huge Spider-Man fan. You will now be labeled as our Spider-Man aficionado now that you're on here twice.
So I'm like on Pawn Stars when they call in an expert?
Sure. You know what? We'll give you that.
No.
You can throw it on your resume. I'll endorse it on LinkedIn if I see it.
I really need that on my LinkedIn.
Yeah.
I'm expecting it by Monday.
Right. You could go in and leverage more pay with that type of credential. If you haven't checked out Joel's previous episode, please do. It was a good episode. Great movie. Spideyverse is one of the higher rated movies that we've done on the show. If you haven't watched it yet, it's on Netflix. So go check that out and listen to the review. What's been new since the last podcast?
Anything comes at you fast, man. I don't even know what day today is, honestly.
It does. It does. I feel like a lot has changed since the last year. Wait, when were you on?
We're no longer coworkers.
That is true. Yeah.
That's
That's the number. Wait, when was that episode? Was that in December or January?
I was wearing a hoodie.
It was cold. It was definitely.
I say November.
Was it November?
Might have been November.
Dang. Yeah. No, you're right.
Because it wasn't like heavy coat. It was just like.
Yeah, I had like a hoodie and a bomber.
Let's say November.
You're right. Wow, that was November.
Yeah.
Man, we're popping. We're popping over here. Song of the week. Do you have a song of the week? Actually, you know what?
I texted it to you. So no,
you did say so.
No, I don't. The artist name, I don't know if it's a playoff of Kanye West.
Okay.
It's like it's saying Versace, but it's like Versace. I don't know, but
I don't like that. I did like the song, but
the song is called
it.
Summertime. Todd will play it, not right now, but like he will loop it in and you'll hear it and want to add it to your playlist. So maybe on your future, the next Ghost DJ set that you put out on for people to play at their parties.
Yeah.
So you can like DJ without even being there.
Yeah, right.
It'll be in there.
Maybe. I can't promise anything, but we'll see. My song of the week is Somebody Else by, you know what? I was vacillating on a song of the week because I didn't have one that I loved. It was like I liked it. But anyway, I'm going to go with this anyway. Somebody Else by Jaden Smith. It's off of his new album. I think it's Iris, if you want to pronounce it that way. It's just Sire backwards. You know, the album as a whole wasn't my cup of tea. It's a few jams on there. It hurt me because Sire is actually one of my favorite. I think I can say that now after 2 years of listening to it. It is legit one of my favorite, like indie alternative rap inspired album that's in that mix.
It's a very niche category.
It you know, it really is. So it's not as big of a statement as it sounds, saying it's one of my favorite in that category. But I put like Gambino in that category.
Okay.
I put some Chance in that category. I put Cudi in that category. I put some new Kanye in that category. 808s I put in that category. So that's kind of, if you can get the vibe of what I'm talking about. He obviously, Jaden makes it is a little different. He's probably closely out of those guys related to, obviously Cudi's one of his biggest inspirations, and then Gambino has his own, like Gambino's one of those, like he has his own complete sound.
Which he keeps like constantly reinventing.
Yeah, honestly, like it's I don't know if there's two Gambino albums that sound the same. So that's the thing. But yeah, I would say that's my song of the week. Like I said, I'm not super sold on it, but you know, I'm gonna go with it. A lot of talent out here today. Random rapid fire.
Ready.
Yeah, random rapid fire questionnaire. We added this since the last time you were on the show, and we had the song of the week.
Completely unrelated.
So we're back.
Getting winks on the streets.
We are getting winks right now. We are currently getting winks from
Intoxicated
very intoxicated older woman. But I was about to say something stupid. We're gonna keep going. All right, you ready?
Yeah.
Let's go. Did you ever try to make a web shooter growing up?
No, but I did purchase the silly string shooter.
Yeah, that was fun. That was a lot of fun. I did both. I tried to make one. If you were bitten by a radioactive spider, what's the first thing you do?
Kill the spider.
That's fair. That's super fair. If you were bitten by if you could be bitten by any radioactive animal, what would it be?
So you're saying like what radioactive thing would I would like assume the abilities of?
Yes.
Ooh, man, you know what? Flying is a big thing. Let's go peregrine falcon. I don't know why it's coming down and biting me, but that's probably.
I'm just picturing you flying right now.
Or an iguana. So I can like blend into backgrounds and then become invisible.
You know what? All right. Is that what iguanas do? Is that chameleons?
What did I say, iguana?
You said
yeah,
iguana.
chameleon, yeah,
It's all
sorry.
good. Too late. You're already an iguana.
So
You have big eyes.
Throw a long tongue and stuff.
All right. Moving on. Zendaya or Kirsten Dunst?
Zendaya.
I was about to say, what's the hesitation? Rather live
How
in.
to pronounce it?
Yeah, right.
Did you?
Rather live in New York or London?
I really don't. I think neither. Honestly, New York is way too fast paced, and I hate how like London is like so congested and everything is recorded. I just can't do that.
Okay. So didn't answer the question, but we'll.
Fish and chips, London. All right.
Fave field trip growing up.
Went to St. Louis for band.
Nice.
Yeah, that was just. I didn't even think about that, so it must
All
be
right.
true.
Yeah, right. Would you wear a mask as a hero, or would you want everyone to know who you are?
Mask.
Okay. Why?
I literally played catcher so I could wear the gear and have like the mask, and like it just makes you feel cooler.
Yeah, that's true. That's
Yeah.
true. I was about to quote Bane, but I think I've quoted like Batman the last like 4 episodes, so I'm gonna chill out. Go to slushy flavor.
Blue.
Yeah. Okay. That's what I always thought. Like it's like blue or red, and then I've had people come on here and they're like saying so. I have like legit
Glacier chill.
yeah, right. I have like 10 or 11 different answers, and I'm like, I really thought there was 2. But if you could rewatch the same movie for the rest of your life, what would it be? If you had to rewatch the same movie.
Maybe The Sandlot. I don't think I've gotten tired of The Sandlot yet.
Okay.
I've watched it a good amount of times.
That's fair. All right. So before we get into the movie, I wanted to bring this up to you. Have you ever? Okay, let me rephrase this, because not have you ever. Yes, you have. Every person has. There's a girl that you like or you're like, yeah, not even necessarily like, but she's just attractive, and you're following on Instagram, and she has a boyfriend. Then obviously we all look to see when the boyfriend pictures get deleted, and it's like fair game again, right?
Yeah.
Do you ever get more aggressive with the likes when you realize that the like she hasn't posted the boyfriend in like 6 months? Do you like in anticipation for the breakup?
So specifically to me,
Yeah.
I'm extremely passive, and also like my charm is like my wit and in person like warmth.
Yeah.
So like
So
Instagram likes and shit isn't gonna do anything for me.
Yeah.
You're like, oh my god, that guy. Who's this average Joe? He keeps liking all of my stuff. Do you guys know him? We don't have many friends in common. Yeah. Okay, so
You're right.
is nothing.
That's fair. I thought about this. I'm not gonna say who it is, but girl I haven't talked to in like forever, and saw that, and I just noticed like, man, these last couple pictures didn't include the guy. She was posting them a lot, and I'm like, do I just go ahead, start hitting the like button? I hadn't been hitting. She doesn't like any of my pictures, so I don't like hers. It's like one of those type of deals. So it's like, do I just start hitting the like a little bit more? Maybe.
I feel like we talked about this last time in relation to sliding to the DMs, and I think it's just all about you gotta have a certain amount of clout to pull these
We
things
did
off.
talk about, I think we were talking about the DM sliding. Actually, last episode, I don't know if it's just every several episodes I talk about it, but I need to chill out. But
Yeah.
I was talking about last episode.
They listen to this podcast, and all of a sudden there's a bunch of likes. They're like, oh my god, it's me.
You're right. Right? No, I don't think she does. Yeah. I almost feel like I can't like anyone's pictures now.
You're stuck. So
I'm gonna have to delete this section of the podcast.
For you. That one's free.
It was me. Dang, you made me forget. Oh, LinkedIn. We were talking about last episode. I asked if it's appropriate to slide into DMs on LinkedIn.
I wouldn't even try and get a job on LinkedIn. Like I don't utilize LinkedIn. I do want that reference that you said you was gonna put. I want the endorsement, but I don't really like messing with LinkedIn.
That's fair.
Every time I log into LinkedIn, I have to change the password because I don't remember what it was.
Yo, I was going through that for a minute
Like,
too.
Google Chrome doesn't even say it for me because it's like, you don't need this one.
Right. I've gotten to now with LinkedIn. I just kind of put like what my actual picture is for like Facebook and stuff because it's like I just don't care anything. It's like whatever.
I think my LinkedIn pro picture is a black and white, and I'm wearing a Zenith helmet. So like, not professional at all because you can't even tell it's me.
No.
But like that's how much I care about LinkedIn.
Yeah. All right. Movie background. Following the events of Avengers Endgame, Spider-Man must step up to take on new threats in the world that have changed forever. This movie, let me go through the rest of it. July 2nd is when it came out. Notable cast: Tom Holland, Samuel L. Jackson, Jake Gyllenhaal, Marissa Tomei. Love Marissa Tomei. Zendaya, love Zendaya. Zendaya's new show Euphoria on HBO is dope too. If you haven't watched it, it's basically how someone described it to me, and I've been using it this way to describe it since because it was spot on. It's basically 13 Reasons Why, but more adult and more intense. It's really it's kind of out there, but she does a good job in it. I'm noticing pattern in the role she takes, but I still love Zendaya. Director John Watts. He also did Spider-Man: Homecoming. He hasn't done any like real notable other movies, so I'm not shocked by that. Writer Chris McKenna. He's also done Community, The Mindy Project, and American Dad. I love all of those shows. And then Runtime. Actually, me and Joel talk about Community quite often. And then Runtime for the movie, 2 hours and 9 minutes. All right. So before I go in with my opinions. Anything that you want to start with?
No.
All right.
I saw the movie.
You saw the movie.
Recently enough. You know what? I did make some notes of points I want to make that I was amused by.
If you want it, we're going to go through it. I think if there's
just
initial thoughts. Okay.
So, do your thing.
All right, cool. So going into this, I was praying that this Spider-Man was going to be better than the previous four, excluding Miles Morales. Excluding that one, like I said, that one was really, really good. I really liked that one.
You're talking about live actions.
I'm talking about live actions here. Yep. So
and we differed on this because
we did differ.
I liked Homecoming.
You liked Homecoming. I couldn't stand Homecoming for a lot of the same reasons that I couldn't stand this film, which I'll go into. But I also didn't like Andrew Garfield. I think he just like swing and a miss on both of his. And I think the studios agree. Obviously, they stopped and then we started up here with this one. But that one was primed. Should I say primed? Or they initially intended for that one to be more than two. And you can tell that it just kind of like halted. Yeah. They even said the last one, the second one, like, okay, cool. Like they're gonna have the what is it, Insidious 6? Is that what they call them? On the third movie, and then it just kind of like stopped, right? So I was hoping this one was gonna be better. I like the Tobey Maguire ones, minus the last one. So again, I say last four because the last good Spider-Man, in my opinion, live action was the second one with Tobey Maguire, the Doc Ock one, which I saw on Complex was posted this, and Complex is they just post stuff just to post stuff. But some hold that as one of the best, if not the best, Marvel movie of all time. I don't agree with that. I thought it was really good. I don't agree with that though. But yeah, I do side with Marvel by Fox more than I do side with Marvel by Disney though.
Did Sam Raimi write that article?
Right. Right.
I don't know that I think that's true.
Yeah, you know what? I don't hate the statement. I disagree with it. There's some ones that I definitely put above it, but I don't hate that statement because the people who disagree, most of the people who disagree, are gonna say films. They're gonna put films above it that I wouldn't put above it. But that's that. We would probably disagree on some of those films. But anyway, going into it, what were you thinking going into the film?
So differing. I did like Homecoming.
Right.
I was like, okay, I want to be as amused as I was. I do love the momentum that they had from Captain Marvel and then both Avengers.
Yeah.
I was interested to see how they closed up Phase 4 and what they were gonna kind of like tease for the next, because like they just closed up the last 10 years.
Right.
And it's very hard to like sustain 10 years, let alone be like, okay, that chapter's closed. Stay interested.
Right.
More to come.
Right. Yeah.
So that's what I was hoping for.
Yeah, I was curious. I was curious what they were going to do with that. So I'll start with the cast. The characters. So obviously we have Tom Holland returning. A lot of people feel that he is the best Peter Parker.
I agree.
I think it's still. I mean, to me, Tobey Maguire was the best everything. But I've just. Yeah, it's complete facts. But obviously, some people just have.
He just. If you saw Tobey Maguire in your high school, and you were a high schooler, you would be like, "This man is off his meds and thinks he's in high school. Someone needs to get this man out of our high school."
I agree. I think you have to define what Peter Parker is to you. To me, Peter Parker is a grown man. It's like, to me, Peter Parker is in his 20s guy who works at the Daily Bugle.
I mean, in the movie, he was in high school.
Which this one? You talking about this one?
Even
when he started, the Tobey Maguire, he started in high school,
yeah.
and then it
progressed to him later.
Progressed him quickly. It was like it started in high school.
Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man. He's like a kid, super smart, and then he starts working at the Daily Bugle.
Right, Daily Bugle starts taking pictures.
Yeah.
He's a decent photographer, really smart. Really
Are we
really good.
this now, or are you saving it for later?
What?
The Daily Bugle moment in Homecoming, or compartment.
I missed it. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Oh, you didn't stay after?
Oh no, I didn't stay after. No.
Oh man.
I don't, so yeah, we could talk about that. I knew you were gonna give me flack.
Maybe one of the best parts of the whole movie was the first after movie scene. Which
there was two. There was two. I don't stay after anymore. For two reasons. One, because you can easily look them up. Two, because I'm so tired of Marvel Disney for a couple reasons. And when I say it's funny because I gave a really great review for Avengers Endgame, and I liked it, and I liked Infinity Wars. I like both of those, but I feel like Disney is just trying to just milk it, and I'm like, I'm not gonna let you get me, even though they're getting me because I still pay for the movie, but I'll see. So you can tell me about what happened. But yeah, so Tom Holland, we'll get to that. We'll get to that. We'll get to that.
That's really like the one note that I had in there.
I didn't see it. Is he gonna finally be an adult now, or are we gonna get a third with him? He's going to the prom in this next episode, Spider-Man prom, and it's like the whole thing is him learning how to dance. Like, all right, I'm sorry.
He clearly knows how to dance, man.
Yeah.
Have you seen the videos of Tom Holland?
I haven't.
You gotta watch when he was on the lip sync battle and he did Umbrella by.
Oh, that probably was good.
It was hilarious. It was great. It was like it was super endearing. I think it's right.
You know what? Tom Holland is one of those guys that you like. How can you not like him?
Yeah.
But because they were messing up the Spider-Man movies in my eyes, and I love Spider-Man. Yeah. So let me preface that if this is your first time hearing me talk about superhero movies on the podcast, I love Spider-Man. He's my favorite superhero. So I'm super critical of the things I love, right? So I'm super critical of how they do Spider-Man movies because I want them to be perfect. Same way I'm super critical of Disney live actions because I love X-Men too. But X-Men I love. X-Men is like my favorite superhero group, and those are my favorite series of superhero movies. Probably period. I mean, obviously Batman is the best. Like they did, had a great trilogy, but there's a ton of X-Men. But anyway, starting with the cast, Tom Holland, Spider-Man. I guess what I hate most about him is how he's like this dumb, like almost like so innocent he's almost dumb, like quirky, like not comfortable in his own skin character. When the Spider-Man that I always remembered from whether it be comics to the cartoons to the other movies, like he's very nerdy. He's very nerdy. Like he's always nerdy. He was always not. He wasn't an athlete. He wasn't the cool guy, but he was always like the smartest guy in the room. Like he always had wit. Like a large part of Spider-Man to me was that I really like enjoyed about him and found parallels with was his sarcasm and his wit.
But the movie literally played into that. Like there's the moment when Jake Gyllenhaal is talking about parallel universe. He's like, oh, that means blah blah blah, and everyone's like, he's like, don't ever apologize for being the smartest person in the room.
Right.
So like, yeah, that is him, and there's potential of him in this version of him, but it's like, he's a kid who's trying to figure out who he is, so he hasn't become comfortable with that enough to like be it all the time.
And that's the thing is that I guess I'm over that phase. Like I would like it if that was him, and then he got the powers, and then it's like, all right, we went through that the whole first movie. The whole first movie is him.
Like, let's progress.
I'm like, let's get it. Yeah, let's get him going a bit. Like I got it that
that's
he was.
right.
Yeah, that's all it really was. Like obviously, like that's who he always is. He started out as that nerdy. And it's like, okay, you don't have Mary Jane. You're too nerd. It's like, all right, now let's get married. So maybe this third one will be him. All right, I'm feeling myself a little bit.
I think that literally this movie was supposed to be and was like the transition of that. Like the end of the movie, like, look, you got to commit to being Spider-Man. Like,
Right.
Yeah, you didn't ask for this like hand, but like it was dealt to you.
Yeah.
So, like you got to do it.
Yeah, and I guess that's probably what I felt like. I was watching two setup movies. Like I give you one where it's the initial setup. They're not really the hero. They're kind of the hero. They don't know if they want to be the hero. Now you're the hero. Second movie, on action site. Like it's just like let's get after it. But yeah, him being like that nervous, that just that kind of got to me. Also his powers progressing with his like puberty. Like the fact that he doesn't have spider senses until the end, like that's one of his like marquee powers. Like how do you not have Spidey sense?
He's had it before. Like in Avengers, he had it.
Yeah, so I don't understand. This whole movie ends if he has Spidey sense because it just obviously the illusions and stuff. It's almost like it's almost like the Force in like Star Wars. Like it's almost like Jedi. Like
you gotta take into account though, like how I feel like the events of Spider-Man. Avengers 1 and 2 and this movie are all within like a calendar year.
Yeah.
So if you take that into account, like he suddenly had the powers, he's trying to figure them out. He gets thrust into these two huge moments where it's just like, dude, just don't mess up your part of the team thing.
Right.
The suit was really doing a lot for him, especially when he's in space and stuff. And then he's one of the people that goes into the thing and comes back. So it's kind of like,
right.
Does he get a little slack on not knowing how to use his powers yet?
Yeah, you know what? That is true. I mean, I guess really as you're talking it through and as you think about how they're doing the movies now, they're making the movies more almost they're taking you through like we're going to take you through the journey of an actual adolescent who gets powers and stuff, and it's like instead of it being the typical superhero movie where it's like we're in this
powers for years.
Yeah, exactly, and they're just like masters of it like very quickly. But so the way they're doing it is maybe a little bit more realistic, whereas I'm used to and want to see the superhero. Like I don't necessarily want to see his story. I don't want to see the awkward teen. Like that's not entertaining to me. That's not what I go to see superhero movies for. Like I'll go see a teen coming of age movie and enjoy it. But when I go see a superhero movie, I don't want to see a coming of age movie as well. I guess this is the way, if I go into it with a different mindset, and I was going to talk about that too, of just how I have to accept personally that Disney owns Marvel now, right? And Disney is going to make Disney films. Like a lot of these films are like high produced Disney Channel movies. And it's like I have to go into it with that perspective and not expect it to be this gritty like X-Men style movie when like Sony had it, where it's not a lot of jokes, it's not a lot of humor. It's not family friendly. It's more adult. They're just getting to the action. Like that's more how the X movies are almost political in a lot of ways, and whereas these are more family friendly. Anyone can go see them. You can take your 5-year-old to go see them, and it's funny. There's a lot of jokes everywhere. Samuel Jackson's even making jokes. It's like when they're knocking on the door in his dorm room. That drove me crazy, but I get that it's family centric. So
I think Kevin Feige's even like made a point that they're they're choosing heroes and casting them in ways that like people can see themselves in these heroes.
Yeah.
So like, yeah, you being overconfident 20-something-year-old
Right.
is like, okay, we get it, you're nerdy, you're not blah blah blah, but like kid who's in high school and like hasn't found his place yet and whatever's like, dude, like that could be me. Look how cool Spider-Man is. Like,
That's true. That's true, and I think that's
they're
probably
pandering
why I
to
was
a large audience. Yeah.
Yeah, and I get it. I feel like honestly they make I feel like honestly Disney Marvel versus Fox Marvel. Obviously, there's no separation now officially after Dark Phoenix, but it's like comparing Drake to Nas almost. Like, and what I mean by that is you have Drake, who is obviously extremely successful, makes a lot of money, and he gets
Great comparison.
yeah, he gets a lot of flack
Yeah.
for being poppy and stuff, but it's like
The streets hate Drake.
Yeah.
And Nas is a legend.
Nas a legend, right? So, but who makes more money? Who has more Grammys?
Yeah.
Drake. And it's like because he panders to
And that's all I have
the
to
large
do is,
audience.
like, look at the success our recipe has given us.
Yeah, exactly.
We just
So
did 10 years of movies and we're set up for another 10.
exactly,
So, like,
easily,
And Fox just fumbled Dark Phoenix and
completely fumbled it. It wasn't good. And I was gonna do a review, but I'm not on it. But it wasn't good. And that means a lot coming from me because
Yeah.
I love X-Men. Like I'm gonna do everything to defend it, but it wasn't good. They didn't do a good job. And they are focused on doing it. They make them for me. They make them for this, and it's like again, like Nas, like he's respected, just like people respect what Hugh Jackman did for X-Men, right? But they still didn't do as many numbers as Avengers.
yeah.
Not even close.
Critics often hated them, but the comic book fans loved them. Like
That's what it is. So that's the comparison there. But yeah, I feel like I guess this kind of goes to where technology's going and just like making it more appealing to the fans a little bit. But how his suit does so much work. Like I feel like they're almost making him like they want to make him a Iron Man as like a prodigy of Iron Man. So a lot of his powers, a lot of what he is, feels like it comes from the suit. Like he almost seems really whack without the suit. Like I always thought his web slinging came from his wrist, and in here it's just straight up it's just it's the machine. So it is cool that you do see his intelligence side come in where he recreates his suit in the plane.
yeah, he was 3D printing one on the go.
He like it was nothing. So you do see his intelligence coming there. Obviously, when he goes on the spiel and rant, where Jake Gyllenhaal stops and says, don't apologize. But
It is funny though that you dislike this so much, and it is literally the exact same premise in Spider-Verse. They're like, hey,
It is.
man, you
It
can't
is.
seem to get a hold of your powers, so we're going to do this without you. And it's like he's trying to get a hold of his powers, and he can't.
yeah, I don't know what it is about. Yeah, you're right.
You
It
just
is.
don't like Tom Holland.
Maybe is that what it is?
Yeah.
That might be it. I might not like Tom Holland, but you're right. Spideyverse is very similar. It is very much him being uncomfortable. That's the whole movie, really. He didn't even
I
have.
haven't scheduled my third appearance on this podcast.
Yeah.
It's fine.
We're getting a third. We're getting someone else for the next Spidey movie, but yeah.
Paid for by I couldn't think of the cough drop. Damn.
Man, I don't know. I got choked up there.
Truth hurts, man.
Right? But yeah, maybe I just hate Tom Holland. When he got stitches, that pissed me off. I'm like a superhero sitting down. Again, they're trying to make it relatable, but I'm like, he shouldn't be getting stitches.
He's not Wolverine. Just
Take it on the
automatically-
chin. Take it on the chin, Spidey. Like, you fall from a building, whatever. Get back up, shake it off.
He
walk it
got
off.
makeshift stitches on a plane and then went and fought.
I could do that. You know what I'm saying? I could
Could
do
you? Could you right now?
I can do that. Happy, throw some stitches at me. I'm good. But yeah, man, I could go on talking about how much I dislike him for a while. But Zendaya, one of my favorite parts of the movie is Zendaya. Her just being in it, her presence.
I think that they actually their chemistry is great, and they really did capture that. I mean, I don't like you, but
Right.
I mean, if you liked me, then maybe I like. I mean, no, but no, I don't like you. That whole awkward teenage thing, everybody had that
100%.
conversation
100%.
for sure, and they played it in a way that was just you kids,
You're right.
or damn, I'm gonna go to school next week and tell my coach I do like her.
Right, yeah, right. And then the plan, so we talked about that in the last one too, but how it's you come up with this elaborate plan to get the girl, and it's he's coming up with all this stuff.
Never goes according.
No, it's
Not just
come
in
on.
life.
Yeah, no, that is very true. Dropping gems, sure.
I did like the little 10-minute relationship that his friend had.
Yeah.
No, man, you know, our time passed. Like, we experienced it. We're grown up.
That was funny. That was
and then
funny,
he
and that
kept
was
trying to, like,
accurate
make sure
too.
this and that, and you're like, okay, so I have been the friend longer.
Yeah. Right.
I'm glad that you finally know.
Right.
It's like the person who, like, somebody you know gets engaged, and then someone goes on, is like, oh my god, I've been holding this secret for so long. You don't know how hard it was for me to keep this secret. This isn't about
Right. There's always one. There's always at least one. What's funny too is how there really will be bridesmaids that like will compete for like who's closer. That's so funny.
About it.
Right? Yeah, I know that. And, well, that's why I was that's why I was talking about. Is like referencing is how in that movie, you know, you see that and you're like, oh man, they're going like they're just going over the top, and you're like, oh, you go to weddings, you're like, oh, that actually happens.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that her angsty teen like personality in this movie and her sarcasm and the way she communicates is indicative of how I've said this before. How I think a lot of times actors do roles and take up roles that I think reflects them in some way. Not necessarily exactly like, you know, if someone's playing a role as a serial killer, I don't think that necessarily, like, I don't think that Zac Efron has qualities that resemble Ted Bundy necessarily, but I think there's something that you see in some characters that make you think, okay, like that, I can relate to that. You have to find a way to relate. I think that's Zendaya. I think Zendaya is like the sarcastic, like kind of witty, like too cool for school personality, because you see some of that in Euphoria as well. I would like to say on here, and Zendaya, I hope you're listening. It's actually funny. So I love Zendaya. She's on my top 10 celeb crush list that I may share. But also Marissa Tomei is as well. So the fact they're both in the movie. I haven't updated this list since like October, but I'd say they're still both on there.
Like Marissa Tomei took it from like Aunt May to like Aunt May.
That laugh was like the this reminds me of Jordan Peele. Like that was like a Jordan Peele like the Obama. That laugh.
That's all we got.
Right? That is my favorite. That's like probably one of my favorite lines of a skit he's ever done. It's like, because that's all we got. And it's like, what are you? Because you know exactly what he's talking about. But anyway, getting off subject. But yeah, Zendaya. That's what I was gonna say. I think I could have a shot.
I'm having a hard deja vu. We talked about this when we were reviewing the other one, just because she was cast.
Was she in it?
No, no, she wasn't in the other one. But we were referencing Homecoming.
I probably said it.
And yeah, man.
I've said this multiple
Right,
times.
it's in the universe.
All right, I'm gonna say it again. I
Shot
think I'd
is
have a shot. I think I'd have a shot. I really do.
Shot. Todd serves for Zendaya.
This is the Moneyball shot.
That is.
Yeah. You just walked by the podcast.
Like
yeah,
a blueberry serial killer.
yeah.
Willy Wonka.
Yeah, he did have the hair, the Willy Wonka hair. He had the
Blue
G-Water hair.
shades, blue shirt, blue jacket.
We have some characters walking out here. I guess the difference is it's summertime, and so
Yeah.
when you're here now, I guess you see some characters out here summertime.
Summertime magic.
Mysterio. He faked me out. He faked me out a bit too. I was wondering what they were gonna do with that. Like I really thought he was gonna for real be from like an alien. Like they're gonna try and make him from a different planet and like an alien and all that. Like from a different like.
Did you catch when they were fighting the first time, and he shot the web and it hit nothing and then just dropped? No,
I didn't know.
He hit a drone.
Yeah.
That was cloaked initially, like earlier before Mysterio was revealed.
Got it.
And he was like, "What the?" And like it just hit nothing and fell, and there was like a weird kind of like I was like, "Is there an invisible elemental that we
Yeah,
haven't seen yet?"
yeah.
I don't know what's happening.
The Element Boys were whipping butt at first. Well, obviously before I realized what it was, I was like, "Yo."
I love the way they did it.
I do too.
It was very 2019 and it was true to Mysterio's character because he's not supposed to be someone that has any powers. He's supposed to be
like a Riddler.
magician.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So I thought that was great. I thought that was creative how they did that. Kudos to them on that because they faked me out. And because at first I'm like, yo, are they gonna take his character and have some creative liberties here too, where you know he's from a different world and he actually does have powers, and it's like to see that nope, they just
and they made him like. He was supposed to be like a con man who took advantage of the situation of actual like superhero stuff that happened and was
right.
like, oh, I give him and it was almost like a nod to the Spider-Verse.
Yeah, it was.
Is that going to be something that happens? I don't know. But like also,
I wouldn't like it with this one, and now it's making me realize how much I actually just might not like Tom
yeah, I think
Holland.
so. I hope that he's not, spoiler alert, dead, because it would be such a waste. Like Jake Gyllenhaal was great. I mean, Jake Gyllenhaal's, in my opinion, great at everything he does. Like,
I don't disagree with that.
It's just, yeah, the character was so good. He
I'm
would
with
be
you on that.
perfect setup for like a repeat. And who's to say that he didn't? So one thing I noticed, like Tom Holland didn't say like, I forget what the acronym is. The computer like take away his like user.
Oh yeah.
Login or whatever. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
Right. Yeah.
Like, so did he set it up before like to lie?
Well, they set it up. I feel like they're kind of setting it up to be like Iron Man in a sense, because you saw the guy like hurry up and like move all the information to that flash drive, like his homie that was helping him on the technical side.
Which you really missed not watching the thing. So can I tell you what it is now?
Oh, 100% tell me, yeah.
Okay, so the end scene is like first of all, he's sitting in his living room talking to May and Happy, like, you guys need to like, we need to address this. Are you guys dating, whatever?
Yeah.
And Happy goes like, absolutely. And May's like,
oh yeah, I saw that.
Okay,
yeah,
and then he's like
part.
flying around with Zendaya. And then he
Yep, I saw
lands,
that.
and then like the whole like InfoWars thing comes on, where it's like Jonah Jameson yelling in Times Square on the screen.
Oh no, I didn't see that.
Okay, so it's like it goes to, first of all, the same guy is Jonah Jameson.
Oh, I did see that part. You know what? I was
seem
so
like it was
over
Alex Jones, or he's just like the fake news kind of dude yelling and stuff, and then it goes to like, we have this clip, and it's the dude. What he was uploading was a clip that they made of Mysterio saying who Spider-Man is. He was like, Spider-Man is click, comes back, Peter Parker, and it shows his face, and he's like, oh shit, and it's like him sitting there, people are starting to look at him, so it's like now Spider-Man is unmasked, everyone knows who Spider-Man is. And then it cuts, and then the second one it's Maria Hill and Nick Fury driving, and you saw Captain Marvel?
Yeah.
Okay, that wasn't Nick Fury and Maria Hill. It was the two shapeshifters, the Skrulls. And they like, we have to call him. They shapeshift back to who they really are, and they call Nick Fury to tell him everything. That she's like, well, we gave him the shades like you said to, and that went fine. And then some stuff happened, and it's like, and Nick Fury's in space with a ship full of Skrulls, setting up SWORD, because SHIELD is like the earthbound protection.
Yeah.
SWORD is like the space one.
Got it.
Which makes it a little cooler, everything that happened, while like Nick Fury and like Maria Hill didn't have everything like completely together like they should be, because it wasn't them.
Right.
And
Got
it sets up for the next set.
Okay, I got you. I follow you.
But the unmasking of him and making Mysterio look like a hero, and so he was like,
yeah,
he did the whole like, Spider-Man took control of all these drones or whatever, and then it like cuts to him saying like, execute, like he killed all these people, and it's like Spider-Man saying execute it or whatever, and it makes Spider-Man look bad, and it looks like he's the hero, and then it shows him killing Mysterio.
Got it. I follow you. Okay, so that's how they did that. I would have been even more mad. I hate when when superheroes get found out who they are, who their real identity. Like that pisses me. I didn't like the third Batman for a while because of that, and then I end up coming back and be like, okay, Todd, you're tripping. That movie's amazing, but that always makes me mad when they do that. That's like all they have, unless they are just like, I don't care, like this is who I am. Like Iron Man. Yeah. Like when Iron Man did it was like, oh, that's dope, because that just kind of...
That just tied together the symbolism that they're trying to attach to him with Iron Man. Like,
yeah, and I hate that. I hate that, because I think Iron Man's so whack. Iron Man's... Let me put it like this. Robert Downey Jr., and I know you love Iron Man. Robert Downey Jr. made Iron Man, and he made it dope. The Iron Man movies are dope. Robert Downey Jr. playing Iron Man is dope. What they did with it, how they took Iron Man, who's a superhero that historically isn't everyone's favorite. Obviously now in this new generation it's a lot of people's favorite, but prior to that movie, if you polled 100 people who's your favorite superhero, you're not getting a large response to be Iron Man. Now it would be
even at like a Comic-Con.
Yeah, right. Yeah. People who know him and follow him. Now he's super popular. He's one of my favorite in the movie universe in the last several years. But Iron Man's not a dope, like he has a suit. Like he doesn't have any powers. Like guys who don't have powers, like I think I have Batman, and then after that, it's going to be a whole bunch of people who have powers. So the fact that they're making it like Spider-Man is like his protege, or Spider-Man is a lesser hero than Iron Man, that pisses me off as a super super duper fan of Spidey.
But he's like a lesser than Iron Man because Iron Man's like a 40-year-old billionaire philanthropist and he's a teenager.
Yeah, but I still hate that. I just hate that he has like that. Iron Man is
It's like you know too much. You saw all of the movies and you saw the movies before you saw like the prequels. Not even prequels. It's like you just came in and watched the last movie of Star Wars and you didn't see any of the things like, why doesn't Luke Skywalker know that he's like the greatest Jedi in the world? What is this? Can we jump to that part?
Yeah.
It's like you gotta let the story happen.
But they're setting it up. So they're setting it up as though it was like Iron Man came first, and it's like, you know, Iron Man walked so Peter Parker could run, and it's like, no, but I want them to coexist, and it's like they're equally dope, and it's like I don't want it to be like he's sunning Spider-Man, and it's like I don't like him sunning. I don't like my favorite hero being sunned. I guess that's what it is. That's why, because he's my favorite. So if he wasn't my favorite, I'd be like, I wouldn't really care, like it'd be impartial. But it's because I want him to be regarded the top dog, and he looks so whack in these movies. Like he, like, you know, there's so many parts. Like he had a dope scene. That one of the dopest scene in the movie is honestly when he gets his spider senses and he's just going banana on the drones.
He just reaches over and grabs.
And even before that, when he's just going through the drones, like when he's just knocking them up, that was hard. Like that was hard. But outside of that, he was looking whack the whole movie. Really, like he was just getting smacked around. He got smacked around all last movie.
I don't know, that black suit was tough though.
It looked dope.
I might have ordered that Funko. I might have.
If I see you in that black suit.
No, the Funko Pop.
That I got you.
I ordered like
yes.
I ordered the onesie.
Yeah.
Been walking around downtown Detroit.
Hot, sweaty.
Yeah. More than
that is hard. That is hard getting the Bible. What was I about to say? When he had that on though, like when they were at the Ferris wheel, like, and he was like vacillating between like, I want to hang with my friends.
Mysterio, I'm gonna hold this Ferris wheel.
He was doing nothing, and obviously he was in no real danger. But like if he had been, everyone would be dead. But yeah, so that, you know, that just again pissed me off. Also, I mean, I guess he's out now, but like when he was just talking at the press conference, and like he's talking with no one knows his voice. Like he's at his high school next to Aunt May is introducing him. Like,
is he at his high school? I didn't get that. That was like just some community center.
Oh, what? I thought it was high school. Oh, so community center. Okay, so that makes it a little bit better. But it's still Aunt May introducing. Also, they can't make like them making Aunt May Marissa Tomei, like make her an old lady like that. Come on, don't make her like and then Marissa Tomei turned it up in this movie, didn't she? Like Marissa Tomei looked like she was 35 again in this movie.
Fine one.
Man,
did we talk about this before that she is like Robert Downey Jr.'s ex-wife in real life?
No.
Yeah, which is super weird to think about because it's like Happy's dating Aunt May was Marissa Tomei after Iron Man, Tony Stark, Robert Downey Jr. dies. And they're not connected, but it feels connected.
You're right.
So, I don't know,
that is, I did not know that.
Yeah.
That is odd. Yeah, that is really odd. You know, like I said, I have to accept that the Disney movies, they're just gonna be family centric. So I think that I have to kind of chill on them a bit, because I know that I see the formula that they're using. I just have to chill. I feel like the new age thing is where they find out their secret identities. Like it's just kind of thrown out the window where it's not a big deal anymore. Whereas before, like that, I feel like that used to be a big deal. Like in the cartoons, it was like if you find
because like it depends on the superhero.
I mean, I feel like well, you know what? The X-Men, they were out.
Because I was saying like it.
X-Men, it was like
it's almost like it's leading up to the point where X-Men come over and like mutants are a thing. Like in this universe, clearly mutants are not a thing.
Right. Because the mutants, it was like. When you really think about that school should have got blown up a lot more than it did. Yeah, Professor X's school, like that should have been a target. Because, I mean, they're just sitting ducks. Hey, we're superheroes, we're mutants. You all hate us? Here's our address to our school. Like, we have a gate. Like, that's it. So, they were really bold with that. So, you're right. That was the only one. But everyone else, like, it was, like, taboo to know. Like knowing who Batman was, it was like that. It was almost like you're done. Like that's the kill button. Like that's the kill switch. You find out who the identity to kill everyone next by you. So it's like, is Aunt May just gonna be in like witness protection with the Avengers now? Like what's gonna? Oh well, she got Happy. So I mean, I guess which I don't know how much that is worth, but yeah, some of the stupid like drama that was getting like him getting caught with like the girl
in the suit.
Yeah, it just is like some of that stuff. I'm like, we can cut that out, but. I also don't like when villains have like and this happens in every movie. It's not just this one. It's almost every single superhero movie where the villain has like a 3-1 lead and then they blow it. That's how every movie goes. Like the villain's just winning the whole. They have the upper hand the whole movie, and then the superhero miraculously comes back. Like I want to see a movie where the villain or where the superhero where it's like I want to see it be competitive. Like they go back and it goes to game 7 and then the hero inches out. Like I don't want to see it where it's just like, huh?
Avengers.
Yes. Yeah. They exactly. Where it's like, okay, it looks competitive, except for obviously the Infinity War. That was just insane. But leading up to it though.
Out like.
Yeah, we went to that. Then we go. Yeah, me, you, and James. Yeah. But yeah, that got me. When he went to jail. In this one, I just was like, where are we going with this? Like, this doesn't have to be 2 hours and 9 minutes. Like, what are we doing? It's just derailing. You want to hear my top 10? Top 10 celebrity crushes?
Okay, and then I have a follow-up question for you.
Is it about this list or you want to say something else?
It's not about the list.
Okay. Go ahead then. We can say it first.
Okay, what if you were given the chair to direct?
Yeah.
What superhero movie would you direct in your own way? Any superhero or any franchise to do a trilogy.
Oh, I get 3 of them?
You have
3 of them boys?
It could be a one-off, or if you just have the grand vision of a 3 and they give you the opportunity.
Give me 3. Give me 3. That way one of them can be like I get a miss with one if I need it. Obviously easy one is Spidey. Spidey's scary though because of the fact that it's such a big brand that
done 7 times.
It's scary. It's a scary one to pick up, right? I almost want to do one where I can make it an indie film, and if it gets like a lot of praise, but it's not expected to do well.
So like Jubilee.
I don't want to do Jubilee, bro. It's just a firework. Gambit. Gambit's one of my favorite heroes too. Jubilee would be. What are we gonna do? Like 4th of July? Like she just sets off fireworks.
Jubilee and Gambit combo. Because weren't they like?
Yeah, you get
in the cartoon. They were like.
It was him and Rogue in the cartoon.
Rogue was his like love interest, but like Jubilee was his like.
He had a side piece.
Not his side piece, no, like his like sidekick, like his like.
Oh,
his,
I got
like,
you.
Protege.
Oh yeah, Jubilee was I see what you're saying. Yes,
ropes,
yes,
like,
you're right.
Looking out for her, like
because they had similar powers. So, I would do an indie Gambit film. I could do that. I would like to do one where it's like it's a really dope hero that people just don't necessarily know about, but you can get a large. Like again, they should have did the Gambit one with Channing Tatum because he's a big name. Like that would have still gotten people there. I almost would want to get a different actor though. I don't know if I'd trust Channing Tatum to do a great Gambit. To be honest,
I'm kind of glad they didn't because like
I don't know how great. I was excited for it just because I liked him.
Right, but like because they didn't, it can still be done and not have a really shitty like.
Channing Tatum would have kind of messed it up. I'm not gonna lie. I like Channing Tatum too, but for certain stuff, he's not for it.
Green Lantern's probably not going to get done for a while because of the Ryan Reynolds one.
You're right,
Green Hornet.
Yeah, Green Hornet. I actually like Green Hornet. I'm not gonna lie. I like Green Hornet, but I liked it.
What's your pick?
You spoon fed me Gambit, so now I can't stop thinking about Gambit. Maybe it would be one of the. You know what? I was thinking this when I saw Dark Phoenix. A strictly Nightcrawler wouldn't be. You can make that dope because he has a dope enough power that like the opening scene of X2, like that was really dope. If you can make a dope Nightcrawler movie, and you can almost make him detective style, kind of like. You could. We did this again with the last one I said on Spider Noir movie.
I was immediately thinking about it too.
I want to make everything a 1930s detective movie.
Dick Tracy is your pick.
So yeah, just give me Nightcrawler in the 1930s. That's probably what I go.
Okay.
And I know I might have to think of something better after this, but that's probably immediately what I'd say.
You can do a cut to you recording in your apartment, like, okay, guys, it came to me.
You're right. I just wanted to clear up. No one listened, but I just wanted to clear it up. Top 10 crushes. No specific order. This was updated in October, so there might be some switches, but whatever. Cassie.
Okay.
Cassie's one of them. Riri will always be in there. Gal Gadot. Solid one. I had in parentheses next to Gal Gadot for whatever reason, I don't know why I was thinking October. Lana Del Rey. I don't know if that means that I don't know, that I just maybe wanted to throw Lana Del Rey in there, but didn't feel like she deserved to.
It's like you're going to take Gal Gadot out, you replace her with Lana Del Rey?
No. Lana Del Rey is. I think it was more like Lana Del Rey because I love her music, less of looks. But I just was going, it's full package here. So amazing actress, amazing people. Lana Del Rey, I love her music. I don't know. Aubrey Plaza, love Aubrey Plaza. Zendaya, Zoe Kravitz. Zoe Kravitz has been in it for a ton of years now. Marissa Tomei, Georgia Smith. You know Georgia Smith?
Yeah. Jorja.
Yes, if you want to look her up, that's how you spell it. Dua Lipa, and Rashida Jones. Love Rashida. I have some honorable mentions, but that's the top 10. That's the top 10. If any of those women are listening, hit me up. You can submit to be a guest on the show. Can't guarantee that you'll be on, depending on who the other ones from this list
we'll have to
also.
go to dinner first.
Yeah, right. There's like 10 steps before they actually be on the show.
Did you ever watch Bones?
No, I did not.
Erroneous.
All right. That's actually all I had, really. Did you have anything? I was about to go into my conclusion.
I conclude.
Yeah. Did you want to wrap up with any? What was your overall view of the movie?
Better than you.
Better than mine.
And I think that I'm really just I'm waiting for what's next because I don't know what it's going to be or how it's going to feel. I'm not sure if they're going to Unmasking of Spider-Man really puts a new world into the next phase. I don't know if it's going to get super galactic now. They're just kind of going to leave Earth as every couple movies. I don't know. I'm interested to see what's next. I thought the movie I was entertained.
Yeah.
I feel like it's like if you go in and you're like, you know what the recipe's going to be, you know the characters, you're either going to be entertained or not. I was entertained.
Got it. Okay. For me, I thought it was whack. But just I didn't know. I want to sugarcoat, guys. I don't want to lead you astray.
Not for
yeah.
Opposite view.
That was like on my last episode. I did Godzilla, and I thought it was horrible. And my boy Dre was like, "Yo, I like Godzilla," and I was like, "Oh, well, I have a show for you," because I just was going in. The amount of lumps that he took between the two movies just was embarrassing. I had secondhand embarrassment from how much he was getting beat up, and I get into arguments. I guess I get into arguments all the time with people about Spider-Man being my favorite hero. For people who don't agree, they're always like, Spider-Man didn't even do much. And then I'm like, okay, so I need you to show up. Same thing like when I'm a huge LeBron fan, right? So when the LeBron has like a bad finals, I'm like, oh, LeBron, like, come on, man. Like, you're making this argument so tough for the next year.
I mean, he didn't have a bad finals this year.
Don't do that. So
go hate from my side.
no, we're editing that out. There's no LeBron slander on this podcast. But yes, that is that's how I felt with Tom. I'm like, come on, Spidey. Like I'm rooting for you. I get into arguments about you being my favorite hero, and then you go in here and prove me right by not doing anything for 2 hours of a 2-hour and 9-minute movie. I think that they should put future Spider-Man movies, if they're going to be directed, written by the same person, Tom Holland, in the movie. Just go on and put them on Disney Plus, their new streaming service, or just throw it on Disney Channel. Cut the budget, don't waste our time. If the Disney Plus channel, I think it's just going to be a lot of family content in this type of writing. I'll just watch the cartoons because I do love cartoons, and I think if that's the case, just make them cartoons. I watch that. I don't know if I'm here for all the other content that I mentioned in the Avengers podcast. All the stuff they have lined up. Like I said, the Tony picking him, that annoyed me a lot. The fact that the whole movie could have been avoided with his Spidey senses, like if he just had his powers, like he already has like a limited range of powers in terms, like there's a comment in the movie about him just like, am I just sticky and strong? And it's like, yeah, you kind of are just sticky and strong, like based on
smart. And smart.
And smart, but they don't play on like his intelligence a little bit, but it just wasn't. I don't know. Also, someone on the writing team definitely just found out what the word ghosting was because they used it a ton in this movie, It's like when a parent
Yeah,
learns
that
a new
was
slang
trying
word.
too hard in 2019.
They were trying.
Like, okay, so like 2019, successful droning, unsuccessful ghosting.
Yeah, it just was, come on. Yeah, droning. This might be, I'm lying when I say this because I know I'm going to go regardless just because I love Spider-Man, but this might be the last Spider-Man movie I see in theaters.
Yeah,
That's a lie.
Why
But
would you put it out?
I just want them to know how mad I am. That's not true, but yeah, that's how I feel. Rating scale of 1 to 10, what do you give it?
I wish I could remember what I gave Into the Spider-Verse. You know what? I'm gonna give it a 7.5.
Okay. I'm giving it a 5. Giving it a 5. What would you suggest people to go see? In what fashion should people go see this movie? Opening night, $5 Tuesday, Netflix, or do not watch it all?
See, for me, generally, like, I don't know that. See, Marvel movies I always go see, but that's like a me thing.
Right.
But I would say Netflix in general for most movies.
Okay, and I'm gonna go with Netflix. As much as I want to say don't watch, I can't do that to my guy Spidey. So I will say, if it comes on Netflix, go on and give it a watch, just so you're up to date on the Marvel Universe for future movies that are coming out. Upcoming movies that you're excited for. Or movie.
Whatever next Marvel things come out. I just watched.
What's next on the slate?
Next, Guardians of the Galaxy 3.
This when? Do they have a date? Or a month?
Dates, or a month.
Okay.
Black Panther 2. Black Widow, which has started filming. I'm not sure what else. There's another movie, Lion King, obviously.
Yeah.
There for that.
For sure. Next week, baby. For me, it's it's Hobbs and Shaw. Not because it looks good, but just because
I can't wait to review it.
Yeah, I can't wait to rip it apart.
Spit out fire. Diamond.
Literally, I can't wait to rip it. Because I've talked a lot about how about The Rock's movies and just what the heck is he doing.
So Jumanji 2 will follow also.
I can't even take myself to go to the first Jumanji. I should have walked out of the first Jumanji is one of the worst movies I've ever paid money to go see ever.
Oh, you mean Jumanji 2?
Huh?
You mean Jumanji 2 or Jumanji?
Oh, not
Okay,
no.
okay.
The Rock's Jumanji.
Okay.
Come on, Robin Williams Jumanji is
like-
amazing. Yeah. No, come on. No, not the real Jumanji. The fake Jumanji is whack. No, I would never do Robin Williams like that. I had that on VHS at home still. But what was I about to say about The Rock? Oh, also another one that was horrible. I knew it was gonna be bad though. Rampage. It's so bad. I mean, I knew that was. I mean, that's one of those.
That's a lot on a plane.
Yeah.
That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah. So that's all I have, people. Thank you for listening, Joel. Thank you for coming up again. Until next week, peace out, everyone.